with the business for the business. That's why SAP has introduced the APO, Advanced Planning and Optimizer. This is only a planning tool. SAP APO is a planning tool only. It don't do any execution part. So what are the planning results happening created in the APO will be transferred to ECC. Okay.
Yeah.
So the APO is not a standalone module. It requires a backend ERP, which is nothing but as we are using SAP APO, we are using SAP ECC. So total planning will be happen in APO and the execution will be happen in ECC system. Okay. So the agenda is the introduction and SAP SCM APO. These are the modules available in SAP APO, like demand planning, we call it as DP, and supply network planning, SNP, and PPDS, production planning and detailed scheduling, and GATP, global availability to promise. These are the modules available. Apart from that, one more sub module is there, that is nothing but a CIF, core interface. Okay, what we are having main functions or main features of each and every module, like whatever we are telling about DP SNP. So DP, what does the DP? DP does the forecasting. Mainly, it does the forecasting. What is a forecast? So it is a expecting or getting the future sales. Every company interested to know the future sales. How much future sales will be there, so that accordingly they can plan either budget wise or else production wise. They can plan and they can fulfill the requirements of future. So what is the base for the forecast? So if you want to do some forecast, definitely you should have a base. What is the base?
The historical sales.
Exactly, historical sales. If you have historical data, that means last 1 year or 2 years I sold this much. Say in some X product. So I sold some 1,000 pieces in the last 2 years. So every month, if you see that every month I am selling 100 or 200 pieces, then simply as DP, if you are going to DP, if you input the historical data to DP, as an output of DP, you will get the forecast based on the formulas or predefined models. System can understand or analyze the data which you have in the past 2 years, so that it can be planned for a next 1 year or 6 months future data. That is nothing but a forecasting. So apart from the forecasting, we can do simulation in DP and collaboration, and of course finally we can do the monitoring. We can extract the reports. So the next module is SNP, supply network planning. So what does these are the main features what I am discussing. So supply network planning does the network modeling. Nothing but geographically we may have a different locations. So all should be connected, then only we can effectively plan in the SNP. So network modeling we are doing, and cost optimization. After that we are doing a cost optimization. What is the cost optimization? Whenever you are planning for the receipts, so you can do some cost optimization. That means that based on the cost perspective, you can do the planning. Suppose, say instance, I will give an example. So you are purchasing from 2 vendors. One vendor is costing 100 and the other vendor is something like giving a quote for a $50. So obviously you can choose $50 only, but that thing will be automatically selected by the system, and system will propose a solution in such a way that aggregatedly which is the cheaper one for you. So what is the benefit for a cost optimization? It minimizes the supply chain cost and maximize the service level. That is the main advantage or beauty of a cost optimization. Okay, the next one is deployment. So after planning, okay, you have done a planning, your system has created some planning results. That planning results you have published it to ECC. ECC did the execution part. So after that, what you will get? You will get some stock of the material. Suppose say in instant I'm manufacturing a laptops. So the laptop, I got a demand, and the demand is fulfilled by while planning, and that planning results are published to ECC. ECC, what is that? It did some production order creation, and ultimately ECC completed the production activity, so that you have now stock in hand is 100. That is nothing but your stock of the product. That again you will transfer to as APO for deployment purpose. So what is the deployment? How we are going to deploy the goods to the back to the customers? Those techniques are available in deployment. So in instance, I will give an example. So you have two customers, customer A and customer B. So customer A is given 100 pieces of laptop he requires, and customer B is has given 200 pieces. So total demand is now 300. For 300, system has created some PREX, purchase requisitions. That PREX I have published it to ECC. ECC converted that, and finally you have a stock of only 200 instead of 300. Due to some bottlenecks or capacity constraints, you have manufactured only 200 pieces. So what is my demand?
300.
300. So what is the output for with us? 200 only. So how you are going to satisfy the both the customers? Here you have to use the deployment techniques. Whether you want to satisfy only customer B, because customer B has given only 200, you have 200. If that is the case, you will lose the customer A, because he also given the order, and you have to satisfy that requirement as well. So in such case, what you do, you have some techniques available in deployment like fair share rule. As per the demand, whatever 1:2 ratio you got the demand, in the same ratio you can deploy the goods. Such techniques are available in deployment. There are usually you will face two instances. My supply is more than the demand, my supply is less than the demand. In both the cases, SAP has provided some standard rules. So after that, after deployment, TLB comes into the picture. TLB is nothing but transport load builder. How you are going to ship the goods to the customers? Okay, you have applied as a fair share rule, and finally you have allocated some quantity to customer A and some quantity to customer B. Now this is the point where you have to dispatch the goods or ship the goods. So how you are going to, which carrier you are using, what is the carrier size? Those things will be applicable in TLB, transport load builder. With that, what we can do, whatever the deployed or whatever the allocated quantity will be shipped to the customers. Okay, and the vendor managed inventory also supported by SNP. The next one is PPDS, production planning and detailed scheduling. So what it does in the production planning and there are two main functionalities of PPDS is planning and scheduling. So planning is nothing but how you are going to satisfy the requirements, and scheduling is nothing but when you want to start up this production or planning. So when the execution starts, and what will be the timings of that, and if you start maybe on 1st of this now Jan 2016, when it will be ended, forward scheduling, backward scheduling, all these will be calculated and give in the results in the scheduling part. These two are detailed scheduling is nothing but up to the last second it will plan, and if any overlaps are there, system will propose to move the production dates or move forward or backward. That will be happen in the detailed scheduling. There is nothing but a PPDS, production planning and detailed scheduling. So apart from the planning and scheduling, there is a main functionality is nothing but monitoring. And the next one is GATP, Global Availability to Promise. So how many you know that what is an ATP? Before going to a GATP, just I would like to know from you that what is an ATP?
It's available to promise, the stock available to promise to the customer.
Means?
That is like the planned receipts minus the orders, like what we have. And yeah.
Suppose I say instant, I will give an example. So here, suppose I have a stock of, I have a requirement of 100 laptops from customer. So whenever the customer is asked that in the system, what you do, you create some order for that. That is nothing but a sales order. While creating a sales order, you will do some ATP check. That is nothing but, okay, what is the stock and when I can commit the customer. That is nothing but ATP, availability to promise. So while committing or while checking ATP, say instant you have only 80 stock. So 80 will be allocated or confirmed today. So what will be the next question of a customer? Usually what the customer's question in such case?
When will I get the rest 20?
Yes, that is the main question of any customer. If you take any customer, if you are a customer, you will ask the same question that, okay, that 80 numbers you are giving today, but what about the 20 quantity? That you have to commit somewhere. In the future time, future date, you have to commit that. That is ATP. So availability check you have done for 80 quantity, remaining determination of the future date, ATP. That ATP is happening in the SAP ECC in SD module, as I think everyone knows that if you know the SAP. So it is happening in SAP SD, but only thing is it is a local ATP. Nothing but you are giving doing an ATP for a particular plant. In that plant, what is the quantity available and how much quantity you can commit to the customer and what is the next future date, system will calculate based on the some replenishment lead time. So if you are doing that globally, that means all the geographical locations, that is nothing but a GATP. So instead of one location, we are considering all the locations, whatever the geographical locations are there for that product, and you are taking all the quantities or stocks of all the locations, and you are committing a date. That is nothing but a GATP. So we are promising to make it available. That is nothing but GATP. So in that, the main features are capable to promise. That is nothing but how much you are capable to promise, and allocation. You can allocate some quantity to different requirements, and substitution. There are two types of substitutions are available in GATP: location substitution and product superposition. Location substitution is nothing but, say, suppose if you say that, okay, may I have 5 locations, maybe I can say that in Hyderabad, Mumbai, Delhi, and Noida or somewhere. So first we'll make a rules of that. Okay, what is the first location to set by the system? Say instant, okay, Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, if you don't have stock, then it will go and search in the next location. Likewise, you can make a rules, system will follow the rules and it will search in the same sequence. The other one is product superposition. Product superposition is nothing but, say instant my organization, I am obsoleting one of the product. So till now I am using one product and people are buying that product. Now I am obsoleting that product, and instead of that I am manufacturing another product with the other name. So in such case, what maybe customer does not know, customer is giving order for the old product only. So automatically system will propose the new product as we have obsoleted the old product. That is nothing but a product superposition. And multi-level check. Multi-level check. While doing the GATP, before committing the laptop's requirements, so we should know that what are the components available to manufacture that laptop, and do you have that stock of the those components or not. If the components are not there, there is no point of committing the laptop. So that is nothing but up to the BOM levels, it will check the multi-level, and accordingly it will commit in the for the header product. So the other one is TPBS. This is the old slide. That's why you are looking TPBS, transport planning and vehicle scheduling. So SAP has removed from APO this TPBS module and merged it into TM module, transport management. So there is no point of discussing this TPBS while doing the APO. Now it is not a part of APO. So this is the APO application architecture, how it looks like. So center I have drawn the APO like demand planning, GATP, PPDS, deployment, SNP. So in the left side you can see the R3, or I can say ECC. So in this sales orders will be created in ECC. We cannot create a sales order other than ECC. Means in APO we cannot create. So sales order will be created in ECC only and flown to APO for GATP and other SNP or PPDS planning, and planning results will be published back to ECC for manufacturing execution, and inventory management also managed in ECC only. So, and right side you can see the SAP BW. So as we discussed, the demand planning requires some historical data to do the demand planning forecast. So that historical data we are taking from SAP BW. We are retrieving from SAP BW. So and that DP results may go to SAP APO PPDS or SNP. Okay, this is a planning functionality sequence. Okay, we are discussing like there are some modules DP, SNP, PPDS, GTP and everything. So these just it shows this picture shows that what is the difference between these modules, planning perspective or planning horizon perspective. So demand planning is a long-term planning. That means if you are going with the 3 years, next 3 years, what will be my forecast? That will be happen in our DP. SNP is a mid-term planning. Usually in SNP, while doing the SNP, usually we'll go with a next 6 months what will be my what are the demands I have and how I can fulfill the demands. And PPDS is a short term planning, and deployment is very short. I can say usually in the real time, if you go with the deployment horizon will be usually some next 1 week. Next 1 week, what I have to deploy that to the customers. And TLB, if TLB comes to the picture, it is very short. I can say usually in the real time we give 2 days. Next 2 days, what will be my transports or shipments I have to do to the customers. These are the difference between planning origin perspective, differences between these modules. So this is the overview of demand planning. What are the other features available in DP? What we are discussing other than the forecast? Okay. So other than the forecast, what we can do in the DP? We can do the promotional planning, and we can do the life cycle management. So what is the promotional planning? Guys, can anyone say that what is the promotional planning?
Yeah, new product. We are promoting some new product.
Mm-hmm. Only
So
that
we'll
is,
start
whenever you are promoting a new product, that's called promoting, or anything else?
anything. Yeah, like anything like based on the different factors like promoting a product probably. Yeah.
Suppose my product is not a new product, it is an existing product. Can I give a promotions for that product?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course we can give the promotion. Promotion is nothing but encouraging the product by any means. Maybe even if it is an existing product, you can say that okay, if you buy this, you will get some gift or some concession or discount on the price.
Yeah.
That is also a promotion, called promotion. Okay. So what is the benefit for the organization if you give a promotion?
Benefits in the sense like yeah, the product gets popular and more like the demand increases,
Yep.
sales
Sales
increases.
increases in the tenure.
Yeah, sales increases. Yeah.
Yeah, drastically, if you give the promotions to any product, if you say that okay, if you buy this product, you will get a gift of that. So definitely the sales will go high in the particular season or particular period. So that is nothing but a promotional. So that promotional planning will be handled in APO, and apart from that, life cycle management. Can I know what is the life cycle of a product if you take any of the product in the real time? So what is, how you can say that what is the life cycle and what are the phases available in life cycle? There are 4 phases available in the life cycle of any product if you take any product. So first it will have a first phase of launching phase when you are launching the product. Okay. The next one is, can anyone say what is the next phase? Growth period. Okay. Hello. The third phase is maturity.
I request all the participants to please try to be interactive when a trainer is asking some questions. Please. Thank you.
So the first phase is what we're discussing. Just it is a launching. Whenever you are launching a product, definitely it is a launch phase, and after that it will go to slowly a growth period. After that it will go to a maturity. Finally it will go to which phase? Guess it, man.
End of the product.
Yeah, discontinue. Good. So slowly, if you are saying that okay, the product is not having a demand in the market, slowly company discontinue. Suppose if you take the Samsung product, Samsung S2 mobile. So initially they have launched it. Slowly it has given a very rampant in the market. It has grown to a growth period. After that maturity period. If you say now you cannot find a S2 mobile in the market, that means the company, Samsung company, has discontinued the product. Instead of that, they may, of course, they have launched the new product. After that, it came S3, S4, like that. So that is nothing but a life cycle of a product. So in this life cycle management, in the DP, we are dealing with a life cycle planning. Nothing but a, when you are launching a product. Suppose I am saying that my Samsung company is launching one of the product. So that product, whenever you are launching, definitely you don't have a historical data. Am I right? But we are saying that DP requires historical data. So how? Yep. If you don't have historical data, how you can do a forecast? Hello.
You need to assume some values or get some market analysis.
Resume means what? Manually, you will post some historical data or what?
There would be some product in the market, right? So based on that.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Based on the similar product, you may have a different similar product which is very close to this product, so that you can take the historical data of the similar product, one or two products, and you can have a tentative forecast, and slowly you will increase the accuracy of the forecast. Okay, that is nothing but a life cycle planning. So for this planning, whatever we are discussing forecasting, to do that, we have some different models available in the APO. Like if you take the product business, usually we can categorize the business into three different types of businesses. You have some constant types of business. That means my sales are very I can say that very constant in all the months. And the second type of business is, I can say, categorized in the trend type. So my business is very trend. Whenever the trend comes, my sales will go high. The third one is seasonal. My products are seasonal products. That means if can you give any example for the seasonal product, guys? Can anyone give an example?
The sweaters, the
Yeah,
woolen
sweaters.
products.
Yeah, woolen products, ACs, geysers.
Yeah.
So unless you have a say summer season, nobody will go and buy usually in the ACs. So like geysers. Winter, whenever the winter comes, people go and buy the geysers. Like that, these are the seasonal products. So to satisfy all the requirements like constant or trend or seasonal, SAP has provided some models to do the forecasting based on the historical data. It will do it will take the model which you have assigned to the product, and it will do the forecasting. So what are the models available? You have some average models, exponential smoothing, casual factors. What is a casual factor? So here I want to ask one question. So if I say that okay, AC is a summer season. Whenever the summer season starts, you will go and buy the, or else I can say that raincoats or something. Whenever the rainy season starts, people go and buy the raincoats. So when the rainy season starts in India, I can say
In June, July.
that means whenever the June comes or July comes, you will have the sales of raincoats.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, means
The
obviously.
supply, the supply will be anyways more because of the sales. Yes.
No, I'm not asking that question. My question is like, you are saying that whenever the July starts, rainy season starts, so that people go and buy the raincoats. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what we see.
But if suppose if you say that Hyderabad last July also there is no rains,
Yeah.
it means that even though if you don't have rains, people go and buy raincoats or what?
No, that's of course.
That is nothing but a casual factor. That means that other than the season, of
Mm.
course our product is a seasonal product. After that, if I want to have a clear understanding of my season, I can say that I will define some casual factor. So if provided the season starts means okay, provided the casual factor, one of the factor, maybe a temperature or rain or weather, if that reaches, then only my sales will go high. Those are nothing but a casual factors. So trend dampening and model combination, and after all the combinations we can pick the best model out of this. How I can say that this model is suitable to my business?
If I'm getting the exact demand and supply, like if I'm getting the exact figures, it will be suitable.
What is exact figures? That's what I'm asking. Exact figures means what?
I mean, so if it is the forecasting is good, the
Good
demand
means?
planning is good. If I don't have excessive stocks, if the stock rotation is if the stock is moving in a way,
No,
if I'm
no,
looking at
no. One sec, one sec. What is your good name?
this is Amrit.
Amrit. Amrit, I'm not talking about a stock or something. This I'm doing a demand planning.
Oh
Only
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
planning a demand only.
See,
You are
based
saying
on
good
the
forecast.
historical data, the trend.
Sorry?
Yeah. So here we are at the planning stage. Can you hear
Hmm.
me?
Yes. Good.
Yeah, here we are at the planning stage. So based on the forecast data or the historical data which we are having in the previous years, and based on the present market conditions, we will be analyzing it. What would be the current trend and what would be the best model to be picked up for this particular uh, business scenario. So based on that, we will be going for a better product or best product for the particular like business area.
No, no, I'm not asking a product choosing. Already I have a laptop. I want to have a future forecast. So what will be my sales of my laptop? So that's what we are doing. So my question is doing the forecast. I am choosing a model. So picking the best model, how I can say, I will tell you. So I will see like you are giving some off answers. Like I can say that if he is saying that who is Amrit is saying that okay, if my forecast is best, then I can say that model is suitable. So how I can say that best means if the accuracy of the forecast is good. How I can say accuracy? Based on the historical data. Suppose last 1 year I sold every month 100 laptops. Now if I am using one of the model and system is proposing 200 per month, then I can say that my forecast accuracy is not good because I only sold 100 pieces. Now system is proposing 200 pieces or else 50 pieces. So both are wrong. Then if the forecast is very close to my historical data, then I can say that my forecast is accurate. Am I right?
Mm.
So
But
that model will.
but some
Yep.
based on the casual factors, like
Mm.
some things are not happening proper, and if my forecast is like it's like if it is too different than the historical data, like from the past, because of some uncertain factors, then how can I say that, it's not accurate?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends upon the which type of business you are running.
Yeah.
You are running a constant business, trend business, and more, what is called seasonal business. Based on the business, we can pick the best. In the real time, you can see that whenever you are simulating the cycles, I will explain you much better how we can pick the best.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the next slide is people guys, are you following what I am speaking? Or you have any doubts till now? Or I am going in a speed or what?
No, no, we are picking up things what we can pick.
Yep. Okay, if you have a doubt anywhere, you stop me there itself so I can give a more explanation for that. Okay, this is an SAP APO BW integration. Nothing but, as we told that, okay, for DP you require a BW historical data to store the historical data. So it may be a external BW or DP APO having an internal BW. SAP has provided some space in the DP saying that in APO internally we have some BW servers. So that BW will be interacted with DP. So this is the BW integration with SAP APO. So this is the business information warehouse. Are you able to see my mouse cursor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Business information warehouse that will be connected to demand planning, APO advanced forecasting, and APO like DP demand planning data model is nothing but InfoCube. You can create InfoCube in that, and you can extract the data from BW to DP, and you will do the forecasting in the DP. Okay, this is the demand planning architecture. Just so we'll come with the from the bottom like business warehouse. Whenever you are dealing DP, you have to do some business warehouse stuff. You have to create some objects in the BW like planning areas, info cubes, time series catalog, and notes. These will be created in the business warehouse, and after that it will go and interact with the planning analysis engine, APO LAP processor, business planning library, and statistical forecasting toolbox, and finally it reaches to GUI, graphical user interface, that is nothing but a planning book. User can see the planning results in the planning books itself. Historical data will be loaded in the BW. Okay, this is the demand planning cycle, final cycle of a demand planning if you are dealing a demand. So what is the first step of the cycle is planning area administration. You have to define your planning area. And I'm getting some noise from someone. Can you mute yourself? Yep, thank you. Okay, planning area administration. So here what you will do, you will define the origin of that. What is my planning area? What are the key figures and we have, and what are the characteristics and everything. So finally you will go with a master data setup. After planning area administration, you will go with a master data setup. That means which product you are dealing in this DP. So what are the products you have? How many locations you are dealing? All these will be created in the master data. So after that it will go to planning books design. So what is your planning book? How you want to see the results? That will be defined or designed in the planning books. So after this you will go with a definition or redefinition of a forecast model. That means in this step you have to define your model. Which model is suitable? Just now we have discussed that maybe your business is a constant business or trend or seasonal. In the every category you have some multiple of models you have available in the standard. So you have to choose which model is suitable to your business and you have to define it. Then you will go with a creation of the demand forecast. You will run some forecasting. So the next one, whenever you are, suppose if you are introducing any product, that means life cycle. So I want to introduce my new product, then you will do the in this step. So if you are introducing any promotions, you will have a capture of promotion figures in this, and after, if you are introducing a promotion, introducing the promotions, you will do the fine tune of a demand plan, because definitely my demand will be disturbed by introducing, it will increase promotions. So you have to fine tune the demand plan, and after that reconcile the demand plans and release of demand plan to SNP. Here I want to add one point. It is not necessary that whatever you have modules like DP, SNP, PPDS, GATP, all the modules are not required when in one implementation. As per the business requirement, you can choose or opt one of the module. Like maybe some organizations I have seen only DP they have. They don't have SNP, PPDS, GATP. Only they have DP. Some companies I have seen only PPDS only. Some, based on the requirement of the business, they will pick the these modules. So if you have a DP and after that you have a SNP in place in that organization, that release of demand plan to SNP, you will release the demand plan to SNP. Suppose I don't have SNP, then where the output of DP will go? Can anyone say? Hello?
ECC.
ECC. So as a, what is the
As a demand.
terminology in ECC? Yeah, sorry?
As a demand.
The demand means what type of demand that is? Can I say, is it a sales order? Because I have created a forecast in DP. That forecast, how you are calling or how you are dealing in ECC. That is nothing but a planned independent requirements.
Okay.
In ECC, we are calling as planned independent requirement, that forecast. It will go and sit as a PIR. Okay? So after that, you will store the forecast, and historical data updates will be happen, and monitoring of forecast accuracy. In this step, you will monitor the accuracy of the forecast. If you have any problem with accuracy, maybe you will revise the master data, and again you run the cycle, same cycle. Okay. So these are the master data objects of the CIF. So most of the people, you know that the data is creating in ECC like master data, like plant you are creating, defining. Creating means defining. Creating, and customer is creating, vendor, all these masters are created in ECC. So as we are integrated with ECC and APO, there is no need of creation, the same data, no need to create in the APO again. The same data will be transferred or moved to APO. Whatever the data you require for planning, not all the master data, whatever the data you require for planning, those master data will be moved or transferred to APO from ECC. So this transfer of this data from ECC to APO is happening via one interface, standard interface, that is nothing but a core interface. From ECC to APO, if you want to move the objects, you have to use a core interface. As we are using a interface for this transfer or movement, this process we are calling as SIFing. Core interface SIF. So we are saying that, okay, I want to SIF these materials. So what are the objects we are SIFing from ECC to APO is plant. But whenever you are transferring these objects from ECC to APO, the terminologies will be bit different from ECC to APO. So like say instance, plant, customer, vendor, you know all these master data in ECC, these data will be transferred as location in APO. Either you transfer a plant or customer or vendor, all will be treated as location in APO, but of course we can differentiate with a location type. Whether it is a plant or customer or vendor in ECC, we can differentiate by using a location type in APO. And the next one is master data, metal master. Metal master will be called as product in APO. So capacity is called as resource. What is a capacity? Can anyone say?
Capacity, for example, capacity of the machine to produce something.
Yeah, of course. So unless you have you know the capacity, you cannot commit to the customer. Am I right? I can
Yes.
manufacture 100 laptops in this month. So if an organization wants to say that, how I can say that I should have a capacity, I should know my capacity. So that capacity is there. Work center, we call it as works. In the work center we have capacities. That capacity will be called as resource in APO or converted whenever you are transferring to APO. So the next one is routing and bill of material. So can anyone say what is a bill of material? Amrit?
Yeah, it's a product and it's the sub items of the product. Like for example, a laptop is, for example, a desktop is a, it's if you configure, if it's a congregation of different parts. Like so bills of materials is again a product and its sub items in that product.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. If I want to say the what is the list of materials required to manufacture the product.
Oh yeah.
So say instant, okay, if I want to have a laptop, if I want to manufacture a laptop, what are the components required to manufacture that laptop? Is nothing but maybe a processor or a hard disk, RAM, all these components are required. So how many
Yeah.
quantity also required? All these will be maintained as a BOM in bill of material or BOM in ECC.
Yes.
Otherwise, you cannot say that, okay, I can manufacture 100 laptops. So if I want to manufacture 100 laptops, how many RAMs you require? System should know that. So that's why we are creating a must data in ECC, nothing but a bill of material or BOM, BOM. That BOM and routing. What is a routing?
So sure.
Sorry?
Don't have a clear picture of routing.
Okay. Routing is nothing but a sequence of operations.
Okay.
So whenever you are saying that I am manufacturing a laptop, so to manufacture the laptop, certainly you follow some operations. First you will fix the hard disk. After that you will fix some processor. After that, above the processor, you will fix some fan. All these you have a or
Process.
certain operations are performing to manufacture the laptop or to manufacture any product. Suppose if you are manufacturing a bike, so bike requires an engine and seat, tires and wheels and everything. So while manufacturing, you cannot say that, okay, first I will put the chassis, after that I will insert the engine. No, first you will insert the engine, you will assemble the engine, and parallelly you will do some handle assembly and wheel assembly. All will be fixed to manufacture the bike. These operations, if you put in a sequence, that is nothing but a routing in a ECC.
Okay.
So for production process, these two are very important, bill of material and routing. So these two combinations will be called as PPM in APO, production process model, or PDS, production data structure. So PPM is a older version. Nowadays SAP is suggesting to go with a PDS, not PPM. It is not obsoleted, it is people are using the PPM now, even now for older implementations who is using that. But for new implementations, SAP is suggesting to go with a PDS, production data structure, because PPM having some limitations. Certain functionalities in ECC are not supporting by this PPM. So that's why SAP is suggesting to go with a PDS only. But if you go to a support project of a old implementations, maybe you have to support this PPM as well. But for new implementations, you cannot use the PPM. Okay? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, these are the transaction data objects of the CIF. Whenever you are moving the transaction data from ECC to APO, so how it will move and what are the naming convention of the all the transaction data. Even transaction data also different from ECC to APO terminology wise, but this data will be converted as a 2-digit ATP category. In APO, all the transaction data will be denoted as a 2-digit ATP category. Nothing but purchase orders. Whenever you are transferring from ECC to APO, that purchase orders will be treated as BF, 2-digit category, and purchase requisition will be AZ, and sales orders BM, and planned orders AA, so on. Even supplies, that means stock also denoted by sorry, CC. CC in APO is nothing but a stock of ECC. Okay. Any doubts?
No.
Oh, good. So objects in the supply chain network. What are the objects in the supply chain network? Includes so locations, products, resources. What are the locations we have discussed? Location means
Customer,
what?
customer, vendor,
Yep. And plant.
plant. Yeah.
So all these are locations, and products is nothing but a metal master in ECC, and resources, that means a capacity in ECC, and production process model or PDS, production data structure, nothing but BOM and routing combination ECC. And apart from all these are like up to production process model, that means these three, sorry, up to this we are converting or transferring from ECC to APO. But apart from this, we require one more data in APO, transportation lines. In the supply network, we require a transportation lines. This, there is no counterpart for this transportation line in ECC. This we need to create directly in APO. Okay, transportation lines. Sorry.
What is it meant for? Transportation link?
Yeah, that provides links between objects in supply chain model. Say instance, okay, I am saying that okay, my product, laptop product, I am manufacturing in this plant, I am distributing to some other plant. Suppose instance example I am giving, I am manufacturing in Hyderabad and I will ship the goods to the Mumbai for a distribution. So for this to Mumbai and Hyderabad, you have a link. You should have a link. Then only I can say that my product is moving to that location. That link
Yeah.
is nothing but a transportation line.
Okay.
Okay. The same way, maybe my processor I am purchasing from Intel.
Yeah.
So that vendor and location. All these locations, in between the locations, if you want to have a link, that will be treated as a transportation line in SNP.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the SNP planning functionality. So SNP in supply network planning strategies, there are three planning engines available in SNP. One is a heuristics, the second one is an optimizer, and the third one is capable to match. So what is the difference between these three planning engines is, main difference between heuristics and optimizer and capable to match is heuristics is a infinite planning. Means whenever you are planning, it considers only material availability only. It won't consider the capacity availability. That means, say instance, my capacity is 100 laptops per month. So maybe in the Jan 2016, customer is giving 1000 laptops. So he is asking that can I get 1000 laptops in the Jan 2016. So if you run the heuristics, so as it is an infinite planning, it says that yes, I can manufacture 1000 laptops in Jan 2016. But practically, if you go and execute, it is not. It cannot do 1000 laptops in 1 month because your capacity is only 100 only. So that is nothing but a infinite planning. That means system thinks that you have infinite capacity, and accordingly it will plan. And whereas optimizer and capable to match are finite planning. Means whenever in the same situation, if you run the optimizer or capable to match, while planning itself, system says that I cannot manufacture 1000 laptops in 1 month. So it will split that 1000 quantity into maybe in next 10 months. Are you getting what is the main exact difference between finite and infinite?
Yeah, getting it. Perfect.
Okay. So okay, that is nothing but a infinite plan. The difference between heuristics and optimizer and capable to match. So other than that, of course, it is having its own advantages, and for each and every planning engine, we'll see detail what is the differences between heuristics, optimizer, and capable to match. And that optimizer is nothing but already we have discussed. It is a cost perspective. So based on the cost, which vendor or which line will be suitable to my supply chain. So that will be proposed by system in optimizer, and capable to match nothing but it is a priority based matching. That means if you have a multiple customers, maybe say instant customer A and customer B is both has given order. So which is your prioritized customer? So that you can satisfy that demand first. After that, the whatever the surplus amount you have, surplus quantity you have, that will be given to the other customer. That's what the capable to match. And the next one is deployment. Already we discussed deployment. So whenever you want to deploy the goods to the customers, you will use certain rules, fair share rule, push rule, and deploy to order, all these things. And next comes into the TLB, transport load builder. It levels the transportation loading, how you are going to ship the goods to the end customers or distribution centers. This is the detailed explanation about these three planning engines: SNP heuristics, multi-level planning. We can do multi-level planning. That means even BOM components also will be planned, and capacity alerts. We can generate alert whenever the capacity having a problem. Automatic capacity leveling can be done in heuristics. And the next one is SMT optimizer. It is cost-based optimization. It minimizes the total supply chain cost, as I told, while maximizing the service levels. You cannot disturb the service level, but the only thing is system will propose a minimum or cheapest solution so that you can minimize the supply chain cost. And what are the costs involved in this? Okay, you are saying that okay, you are calculating some cost, and based on the cost only you are going ahead. So what are the costs included in this is production cost, transportation cost, storage cost, and inventory cost. Production cost, maybe you can understand easily, very easily. How much cost will be incurred while doing the production? To manufacture one laptop, how much cost is incurring? So transportation cost is nothing but okay, you are moving from this 100 laptops from one location to other location. So how much cost incurred? And storage cost and inventory cost. These all the four costs are involved while calculating the or while arriving the cost of the product. Okay, and SNP capable to match. It is a priority based matching of supply and demand. What is the supplies you have and what is the demand you have, how you can match it so that that demand and supply will have a one-to-one relation. And material and capacity constraints can be considered in this, and rules based planning can be done in SNP CTM. Is it fine? Anything else?
Out of this, we need to use all the planning functionalities, or based on business demand, they would follow any of the.
In real time, you mean to say?
Yes.
Yeah, in real time, yes. Usually, it is not necessary or it is not compulsion that every planning engine should be used. Based on the requirement of the business or business functionalities of business, we can say that which planning engine will be suitable to them.
For example, if there is no planning tool at all, and for the first time they are going for a planning tool.
No, I'm not
So,
saying that planning tool. No, one sec. I'm not saying that first time for implementation only. Suppose you are going with we are going for an implementation that business is using some other ERP, or I can say they don't have ERP as well. But in such case, what you have to do, you have to study the business. Anyhow, they are running the business. They are new to SAP. Doesn't mean that they are not new to business as well. They are running the business.
planning.
For that, how they are running the business, you have to understand. Suppose say in instant, I will give you one example, simple example. So you are just giving an example, same laptop. So that company is having a HP company. Suppose company is HP. HP company is having a unlimited capacity. That means they can give manufacture 1,000 or 10,000 laptops in 1 month. But only they are manufacturing only 100 laptops in a month. So that means they can use a heuristic. Am I right? Because they have infinite capacity. There is no need of checking or finalizing the capacity while by the system.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, so we need to study and then see which one is
Yes.
the best
Which one
option
is
for that.
suitable? So it is not
Okay.
necessary that one company is using only one planning engine. I have seen some companies, they are using some planning engine for some products. For rest of the product, they are using a different planning engine.
Okay, so here also a single company has multiple products, and different products can be used. Means this planning functionality can be used for different products based on the type of the product and how it is being the value in the market, right?
Exactly. How they are not in the market exactly, I can say how they are dealing that product. Based on that, they will choose, or we can suggest the respective planning engine.
Okay.
Okay, good. So this is the SNP process flow. So first of all, we will define the planning area like DP and APO master data setup. Nothing but the data from where master data will be coming from ECC. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and model version creation will be happen in SNP and supply chain model setup. Then release of demand plan to SNP. That means the demand, maybe if you have a DP in place, the DP forecast will come into the input for an SNP. If you don't have DP, then the PIRs whatever you are creating in ECC will be hello.
Yeah.
Yep. The PIRs will be coming as an input for SNP. So that is obviously whatever you are, maybe it is from DP or ECC, SNP requires a demand as an input, so that it can plan and it can create a procurement proposals or replenishment proposals for the particular demands. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then it will go to planning method determination and supply network planning run. You are doing, maybe in this case you may use a heuristics or optimizer or CTM. It depends upon the product. So supply network planning run. After that, interactive planning run. If you want to edit anything, you can do it. And release of SNP plan to DP for backup purpose. And if you have a PPDS in place, the SNP output will come to PPDS for detailed scheduling. Then it will convert the PPDS orders and it will go to ECC in this case, and after the deployment and TLB. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go ahead?
So we will see all these steps in the system, right?
Yes, of course. We'll simulate each and every cycle, so that while doing the cycles, you will get all the information why you are doing this and what exactly the real-time examples for that, so that you can understand very clearly.
Okay.
Okay. So apart from that, okay, you are maybe you can go with the DP and SNP. Apart from that, just I want to give a glance to PPDS as well, so that you can understand what is the PPDS talking about. So PPDS is nothing but production planning and detailed scheduling. So what is the input for PPDS is supply or demand plans, and here you can analyze the production situation. What is the production situation? What are the demand you have and supply you have? Based on that, production schedule will happen. That means, as I told that, when I want to start up my production, okay, and what are the constraints we are defining in this PPDS? Mission capacities and labor pools, shift plans. If my organization is running in 3 shifts, I have to define when the shift A starts, B starts, and C starts. So, and component availability, and what are the component availabilities? And in this simultaneous material and capacity planning, that is nothing but a finite planning. And multi-plant or single plant sequencing can be happen in PPDS. Multi-level forward or backward propagation we can do it. And this is the PPDS setup planning cycle, how the PPDS process flow. starts. Like it starts with a setup of master data, which is nothing but ECC data which we are transferring to APO, maintain PPDS settings, and transfer orders requirements to PPDS. That means requirements to PPDS. From what are the options you have to transfer the requirements to PPDS? Maybe you will get from ECC, or you will get from DP, or you will get from SNP. Okay, and after that it will go to automatic planning, planning run, model mix planning, multi-level ATP, and display and evaluate the planning situation. If you think that okay, some of the planning results are not accurate to you, you go with interactive planning, do it, and transfer of receipt elements to orders OLTP. Then execution starts in ECC. So planning order, plan order to production order confirmations, all these things will happen in ECC. Okay, this is a GATP, Global Availability to Promise. So if you have a GATP, ATP request will go to GATP. As a result of GATP, you will get the confirmation to the sales department. They will get, okay, when they want to distribute or supply the goods to the customers. So what are the additional features available in GATP is global and multi-site real-time ATP, rules-based ATP, multi-level ATP, alternative locations and alternative products. That is already we have discussed. The alternative location is nothing but location substitution.
Yeah.
Alternative products is nothing but product supersession. And GATP can be integrated with PPDS, production planning. So it checks against your actual production plan and considering capacity constraints, and GATP can integrate with the legacy systems as well. So what are the essential elements of GATP? There are three base methods available in GATP. First one is product availability check. The next one is product allocations. And the third one is planning check. So if you combine more than one base method, that is nothing but advanced method in GATP. Because we have a base methods, advanced method, rules are there in GATP. So if you combine more than one base method, that is nothing but advanced method. If you combine more than one advanced method, that is nothing but your rule. It will become a rule. If you apply the rule, you will get the result in GATP as a result when we can commit to the customers. Okay, that's all. This is about an overview of APO and discussing all the modules, what are the functionalities, main functionalities of each and every module.
End of the session. Can you
Which among these four modules is more complex and
it is not a matter of complex or something. So whenever it is upgradation, or I can say new dimension of ECC, you know that all these APO is a new dimensional product of ECC. Am I right?
Yeah.
So while doing the new dimensional, definitely you should have a knowledge about the ECC, like APP, MM, QM, SD, all these things. So it depends upon whether which module you are strong in ECC. Suppose if I say that okay, it is a complex, or we have a demand of PPDS in market, you cannot directly learn PPDS, because without having a strong knowledge in ECC PP module, nobody can enter into the PPDS. Like without having a strong knowledge in SD, you cannot enter into the GATP.
Okay.
So usually the PPDS, among these PPDS, I can say complex, because it is a very vast and techniques are very heuristics are very complex. But for I can say for entry level, if you want to enter into the APO, whether you know having a knowledge in ECC very well, or you are very new to SAP, in both the cases you can enter into the DP. DP module is the entry level. People can easily understand. If you can understand the business, how the business flow in the market, if you can understand, yes, you can understand or you can simulate the cycles in DP. Subsequently, you can go with a SNP. So if you have a DP and SNP combinations, yes, there are multiple openings or a high demand in the market.
And how about GATP? Like, is it doing? How's the market of GATP?
That's what I am saying. GATP and all the modules, it depends upon the requirements of the projects. People are hiring the candidates, but only thing is, without having a strong knowledge in SD, people cannot enter into the GATP first point. And even if you have a GATP knowledge, people are asking the basic modules are DP and SNP, I can say.
Okay.
They are expecting DP and SNP. After that, whether you have a PPDS or GATP, they are expecting.
Okay.
You should have expertise in DP and SNP if you are saying that I am a APO consultant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, sir.
Any other questions?
So, what is the duration, sir? Like, how do you take it? Like, if a person wants to go for 2 modules, for example, if I'm going like I want to do like because having that SD, I'll say I'll do SNP and then I'll do GATP. So what would be the duration and like
Yeah.
what would be the
Yeah.
session?
Yes. I will tell you. Usually our batches starts DP and SNP.
Okay.
Only if you are any specialized or any say exclusively if a candidate requires a PPDS GATP, we handle it. But
Okay.
our regular batches starts DP and SNP with CIF.
Okay.
Because without knowing the DP, you cannot understand the SNP because that
Right.
planning area, key figures, characteristics. Even if you are learning directly SNP, again I have to start up with the key figures and everything. That
Right.
is half of a DP.
Hmm.
So SNP and GATP means you are missing the DP.
Okay,
So
sir.
regular batches starts DP and SNP with CIF. So after that, if you exclusively if you require a SNP, GATP or PPDS, that will be treated as a different module.
Fine, sir. Fine.
Our package, I can say combo, like you can say that GATP, SNP and CIF.
Okay.
Uh, okay, sir, can you please tell us about the duration of the course?
Yes, this DP and SNP with including CIF, it requires 30 to 35 hours.
We can assume that like it's around 30 days, 1 month course.
Sorry,
It's around 1 month course, right?
1 month, yes.
Thank you. So we'll again the management will contact you to the each individual participants to explain about more about the fee and other things.
And Kumar,
Yes, yes, Mr.
uh,
Yeah.
one more thing, like you said earlier before starting session that the sessions which are going on would be recorded and a cloud link would be given for viewing the videos which have been recorded. I just wanted to get it confirmed that is there any possibility that without going into online, through offline can we go through the video, because in most of the cases for everyone it won't be feasible to go every time to the online and get the videos from cloud. If there is any possibility of getting the videos offline.
No, so the videos cannot be downloaded. It is only per view. Restricted access will be given to you, and you can even check with Wi-Fi with the mobile connectivity also. Okay.
No. What I
So we
understand,
cannot.
everything is acceptable, but my concern is maybe everyone will be having their own kind of arrangements of Wi-Fi and all, but there may be possibility of having less connectivity or such kind of cases. In those cases, obviously the candidate would be we would be missing the sessions in some cases, in exceptional cases or not regular cases.
That we will consider. I need to speak with the trainer also once before I commit something. I need to speak with the management once. We'll surely back to you, okay, with the query answered, question by you.
And one more thing, like sorry to again ask, like initially my connectivity has got disturbed in the middle of the meeting and then the end also. Like apart from this training videos, what else the kind of support which would be getting during this course?
Right. See, we got enormous volume of the data which we have collected in terms of APO materials, and also we can support you if you're going for any kind of certificate on that terms. Or also we have freedom content referring to plan your own resume.
The voice is breaking.
Yes. This support will be inclusive of the training. So, with respect, if you want any additional support, you can always connect to us. What else you want, sir? Hello?
Yeah. What I meant to ask is like any kind of real-time support, like something where the real-time, how the particular DP planning or heuristics are happening, or any kind of like Excel sheets, how the planning is being done through Excel sheets in the real time, and how the kind of uh, forecasting profiles are being maintained.
Yeah, the entire course is basically it's real time only. Then he will correlate with his own experience. Trainer will correlate with his own experiences. Will be surely shared any kind of documentation which will gives you a entire overview how the real time goes. If you really need an additional support, absolutely we can support you. And I believe Rakesh can answer this question to you.
Yes, Kumar.
Rakesh, sir.
Yes.
It's August the sessions will be closed to the
Yep. Each and every session will be like I will share my real-time experiences, and I will give the theoretically I will give the what is the functionality of each and every cycle, whatever simulating that day, and I will as and when required I will share my real-time experiences, and what is happening in the real time I will share it. It is not a purely a theoretical part, or I can say that a bookish simulations. Only thing is, I will give the real-time example so that you can understand what exactly happening in the real time and what is the functionalities available in that.
We will come back to you with the schedule when we'll be starting the sessions. Most of the time, the sessions will be will start at the same time, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It goes for weekdays time. Amrit, any other questions?
Not really. All done. All good.
And Satya and Vasu, shall we close this? Can we end the session, or else you want to ask any
Yeah.
other questions to the trainer?
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Participating and happy learning. We'll be signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you very
Kumar.
much.